are the news across the nation. 45 Corona assets eyed. Runaway truck leaves 5 dead in Taytay. GMA not discounting possibility of eventually staying in regular jail. PH to leapfrog to be 60th largest economy by 2050. 45 Corona assets eyed. If you can find them, you can have them. These are the words that Chief Justice Renato Corona said after mass at the Supreme Court. Lawmakers seeking to oust Chief Justice Renato Corona want his entire household to appear at the opening of his impeachment trial on Monday and explain their alleged illegal acquisition of 45 properties. Prosecutors from the House of Representatives yesterday asked the Senate to issue subpoenas for Corona, his wife Cristina, their children Carla, Francis, and Cherina, and son-in-law Constantino Castillo III. The Chief Justice is facing charges of culpable violation of the Constitution, betrayal of public trust, and graft and corruption outlined in 8 articles of impeachment. In the 5-page request, Tupa's group also asked the Senate to require Corona and his family to produce a variety of documents pertaining to 45 properties purportedly under their names. Runaway truck leaves 5 dead in Taytay. 5 people, including an 11-year-old boy, were killed while 13 others were injured when a dump truck carrying gravel and sand lost its brakes, ran through an intersection, rammed several vehicles and concrete barriers before hitting a police outpost in Taytay, Rizal. The accident occurred on Manila East Road at Tickling Junction, causing heavy traffic in the area for several hours. Based on the police initial investigation, the truck owned by Rosemary Ballesteros had just come from the hilltop area and was going down the steeply sloped Cabrera Road when its brakes failed. It hit Almorado, who was crossing the road before it barreled onto the westbound lane of Manila East Road, running over Ruz, who was on his way home from school. It then crossed onto the eastbound lane and ran over Makiputan, who was driving a motorcycle, before it slammed into a passenger jeepney and then the police outpost situated beside the road. The police said that most of the injured were jeepney passengers and people standing beside the road. Most of them were taken to Manila East Medical Center where they received treatment. PH to leapfrog to be 60th largest economy by 2050. The Philippines and Peru are among emerging economies that would become much more prominent in the next few decades, helped by demographics and rising education standards. With the Philippines set to leapfrog 27 places to become the 60th largest economy by 2050, according to a prediction of International Bank HSBC. The bank expected China to overtake the United States as the world's biggest economy by 2050 and said strong growth rates in other developing countries would help drive the global economy. HSBC based its forecast on fundamentals such as current income per capita, rule of law, democracy, education levels, and demographic change. The bank said the Philippines would become a star performer in terms of its economic leap in the global rankings. HSBC said the Philippines was likely to post an average growth of 7% in the next 40 years. GMA not discounting the possibilities of eventually staying in a regular jail. Former President and now Pampanga Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo is not discounting the possibility of eventually staying in a regular prison cell. According to her spokesperson Elena Bautista Horn, only the court can tell the former president where she could stay, not the doctors in the hospital. Dr. Nona Ligaspi, VMMC director, said on Wednesday that Arroyo was no longer ill. She said that the former president always told them that they will follow the directives of the court. Horn acknowledged that Arroyo was in stable condition and needed no further operation.